Right, call hello, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone of Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever your lot may be. Or should I say, wherever you are. I'm going to get straight to it. Beforehand, let's get, you need to look at that. Yeah, you need to check that one out. Before that, let's get, I'm going to get a couple of scriptures, starting with Habakkuk 2, and straight to the point is verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry. All right, so the Bible has a way of making a couple of sentences look like, or even a single sentence, make it look like whatever that historical event that transpired over a quick amount of time. But that just isn't the case. When the Lord does things, it is a systematic dismantling and then a systematic lifting up. The Lord maketh kings and he tears down the kings. Let's see. I need that. Set up kings. Oh. All right, Daniel 2 and 21. And Hosea 8. So let's get Daniel 2 and 21 real quick. And he changeth the times and the seasons, and removeth kings, and setteth up kings. And he giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. Is Daniel 2 and 21. Hosea 8 and 4. Let's see. That's something else. Okay. That would be something else. But you get the gist that the Lord is in control of all. Okay, so when Rome fell, it just did not fall in a day. And of course, we'll get this with Babylon, one of the beasts prophesied by Daniel to rule and fall. And we'll get the Persian Empire, which was the other, and the Greeks as well. Okay. All right, so fall of Babylon was the decisive event that marked the total defeat of the Neo-Babylonian Empire to the Achaemenid Persian Empire, 539 BCE, all right, before Common Era. And I'm just you can get this on your own, but what I want to skip down to is the conditions, all right? All right, so a number of factors arose which ultimately led to the fall of Babylon. The population of Babylonia became resistive to and increasingly disaffected under Nabonidus. The Marduk priesthood hated Nabonidus because of his suppression of Marduk's cult and his elevation of the cult of the moon god Sin. He excited a strong feeling against him by attempting to centralize the religion of Babylonia in the temple of Marduk at Babylon, and thus alienated the local priesthood. So as you can see, the conditions are being set to where there is no unity. There is infighting within, and I do believe, don't quote me on it, but as you know, the Assyrians and the Babylonians, in a way work together. So Babylon depended on the Assyrian army a lot, to be protected from invasion. So I believe this guy here, Nabonidus, was an Assyrian by blood, which also didn't help. But let's keep reading. The military party also despised him on account of his antiquarian taste. He seemed to have left the defense of his kingdom to Belshazzar, a capable soldier but a poor diplomat. All right. And who alienated the political elite while occupying himself with the more congenial work like excavating foundations, records of temples, determining the dates of their builders. Right. So instead of handling business, he's, doing things that he shouldn't be doing as far as a leader is concerned, right? So the fall beginning with the people at the top. And as you can see in present day Babylon, you see whose leaders, because we, through the spirit, we aren't Babylonians, modern day. You can see through the spirit that same fall, the dismantling from within, right? And the scripture, there's the scripture talks about the Egyptian going against the Egyptian, and we know present day Babylon here is also spiritually Egypt, and the tongues of these Edomites are falling on themselves. So you see a systematic crumbling of a nation. Nothing just happens overnight. Okay? And that's just what I want to point out here. And again, you can read this on your own. What else can we get? Let's see. Yep, here we go. Right here at the bottom. Look at that. Nabonidus and Belshazzar's Assyrian heritage is also likely to have added to this resentment. In addition, Mesopotamian military might have usually been concentrated in the martial state of Assyria. Look at it. Babylonia had always been more vulnerable to conquest and invasion than its northern neighbor, and without the might of Assyria to keep foreign powers in check, Babylonia was ultimately exposed. So the Lord set that king up, right? And then you had a systematic breakdown of that kingdom. Many different factors went into the fall. All right, so let's fast forward to the Achaemenid or the Persian Empire and how the Greeks took over Persia. Okay, so again, you can read about those 4 beasts in Daniel. Daniel's 7th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure I said that right. Let me make sure. Hold on. First year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream. Daniel spoke. 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse. Okay, so yeah, here you are, Daniel 7, and then so I'm talking about the first 3 beasts. The last was the Roman Empire, but we're talking about Greco-Persian wars. And this one, I believe, it took a period of around 50 years, and one of the biggest issues was the island of Ionia, where there was a revolt, and they needed to the Persians needed to quell that revolt. But let's just go straight to the conditions. Actually, let's see. Before we do, conflicts between Achaemenid and the Greek city-states started 499 BC and lasted until 449 BC. All right. Collision between the fractious political world of the Greeks and the enormous empire of the Persians began when Cyrus the Great conquered the Greek-inhabited region of Ionia. Okay. Struggling control. All right. Persia appointed a tyrant to rule each of them. All right. Let's see. Embarked on an expedition to conquer the island of Naxos with Persian support. However, the expedition was a debacle and preempting his dismissal. All right, so Aristagoras incited all Hellenic Asia Minor, right, because there's no such thing as the Middle East, into a rebellion against the Persians. So you see how little events kick off, and next thing you know, prophecy has been fulfilled. And that's why I got the initial scripture of Habakkuk 2 and 3, because we are patiently awaiting the fall of the daughter of Babylon, right? Spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. And it seems like it just can't come fast enough. Let's see. Oh, these are the different invasions. Okay, so you can also read this on your own. Okay, I'll do my best, Abaratazat, to link these in the description box, along with the playlist, a learn and study playlist I put together of the many different Great Millstone videos that, so you can be further edified by men who are more qualified than myself. But back to as we were saying, When you read scriptures like Revelation, let's go to Revelation 18 and 2. It makes you want it that much more. Getting up every day, going to work, and the uncleanness of it all. You can't even eat in peace. I always say you can't breathe air in peace. We as a people, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, especially the Negro, are the most socially engineered people on this planet. And because the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, right, he has been given free reign to do as he pleases, and he has utterly destroyed the earth, and he is trying to utterly destroy the children of Israel. But the Lord will not allow that. It is written that it wouldn't happen, so it will not. So when you read things like right here, Revelation 18 and 2, or we'll start at the top. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean, hateful bird. So when you read that, and you can envision it and saying, that this place will one day be reduced to rubble, and no stone will stand on top of each other, or no stone will be stacked. It is almost like you can taste it, but there is a series of events that must happen, right? And that is why Yahweh talked about it being wars and rumors of wars. Things would add up. There would be a buildup. There would be a crescendo, because that is how the Lord operates. So whenever you're feeling low and you're like, how long, oh Lord? Just remember, the prophecy is coming to pass. The Lord is setting up a systematic dismantling of this devil's empire. So also, you can also get Jeremiah 51 and 8, and Jeremiah talks about it. And that's how you know that it is not talking about the old or the Neo-Babylonian Empire, because the city was not harmed, right? He allowed the exiles to return, the exiles of Judah, or the southern kingdom, to return home, right? Pretty much the entire infrastructure was intact. All right, what did I get? Jeremiah 51. I'm not scrolling. I'm doing too much talking, not enough scrolling. All right, so when you read and you hit this, when you start reading through here, and you see that this place is slotted to fall because it is prophesied, hold tight. It's easier said than done, but hold tight. And also, you should be praying that, because I did mention systematic dismantling. There are a series of events that will happen, and it will put us in the straight gate. We're going to have to walk a straight and narrow path. Pray to be kept, because this devil is about to turn into a rabid dog, right? His nature is going to come out. The suits and his bald face is going to go away, and the actual cave, the nature of this cave beast is going to be at the forefront. And that is why the scriptures say that he coming with wrath, because he hath a short time. So Jeremiah 51 and 8, another falling about Babylon being a fall. We'll start at 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken her wine, and therefore the nations are mad, right? They adopted the philosophies. They have adopted the way of running a nation. They have adopted the way of raising children. They have adopted the way of manufacturing and streamlining the manufacturing of foods and goods, and it has run everything into the ground. All right? Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. Okay? Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto the heavens, and is lifted up even unto the sky. So slowly but surely, but also quickly at the same time, this devil is things are going to get a lot more wicked. Things are going to get a lot more freakier. All right, on that left hand alphabet thing, on the S side of the game. But it's a two-edged sword, because with that, more and more of that cup that is supposed to fill it over is going to fill. And when it does, you have the fulfillment of prophecy, all that what we've been waiting for, everything we've been looking forward to. You know, your children aren't your own, your wife isn't your own, your home isn't your own, nothing you own, absolutely nothing. And the more you look and read and unplug from this bullshit from the Matrix, the more upset you are, right? Oppression. Right, Ecclesiastes, I believe. Yes, 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. All right, so these little trinkets that he tries to give you, the little so-called rewards that you think you're getting is nothing. And a lot of our people are okay with having a slice of this devil's pie or the crumbs from his table. But it's no way to live. Because if he's allowed to continue, it'll just be a perpetual slavery, perpetual servitude, just a literal hell. But that's okay. You're almost done. Your time's almost up. Your little season, right, according to the book of Revelation, chapter 20, your little season for deception and your mess and your garbage is almost over. So we'll end it on, I just wanted to be brief and talk about how, these things, when you read these scriptures, you think things happen quickly because you're reading it quickly. But there is always a systematic dismantling, and it is your job, right, to read and pay attention and walk circumspectly and to see things that are happening and point out the small increments of a systematic dismantling of Babylon the Great, for encouragement, right, for edification, all of the great, all the good things, all the above, right? All right, so we'll end it here. Lamentations 4 towards the bottom. We'll do 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, right? And that is another thing that will that seems like it's Tyrion, but it ain't, right? So, O daughter of Zion, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. All right, now he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom, and he will discover thy sins. All right, your ass finna drink of that cup. So with that being said, shalom.